For the latest on this story, we can cross now to Washington. Our correspondent Kethevane Gorjestani is standing by. Kethevane, in what ways will the United States benefit from this deal?
Well, this is really, as Joe Biden said in his remarks during that announcement, it is about peace and stability in the Indo-Pacific. And of course, there was one name of one country that was missing from all three remarks from those three leaders. It was China, of course, because it was basically the elephant in the room. None of the three leaders actually mentioned China directly, but this is really one of the latest moves by the United States to really beef up its own presence in the Indo-Pacific and its partnerships with allies in that region to counter China. It has been working to counter China, whether it's economically, militarily, or on the technological level. And this is really a sign that Joe Biden is getting back to really his number one priority coming into office, which is counter China's influence, not only in the Indo-Pacific, but in the rest of the world. And that was really his priority coming into office. And he has been sidetracked, of course, by events going on in the world, including, of course, Afghanistan. But for him, the number one threat or competitor to the United States is China. And with this pact with Australia and the UK, he is beefing up the US's presence and place in that region, trying to counter China. And this comes just a week before Joe Biden is set to host a in-person meeting of the Quad, of course, being Australia, the United States, Japan, and India. That Quad, of course, also focused on countering China's influence.
And Kethevane, as we heard in that report a moment ago, this deal has stirred quite the reaction here in Paris. The French foreign minister saying he's angry and bitter, and even that the actions of the United States here remind him of Donald Trump. Has there been any reaction to that where you are?
So no direct reaction to those words from the French foreign minister. I expect there will be questions about that during the press briefing later on this afternoon. But you could see that the United States and Joe Biden actually saw that anger, that French anger coming. Because if you think about the remarks that Joe Biden made yesterday, he actually singled out France when he was talking about working with other allies in the region. And he said that France remained a key partner and ally in strengthening the security and prosperity of the region. He said specifically France in particular. It was the only other country that he mentioned. And so it seems that he was already seeing what that reaction from France was going to be like. But this, of course, is just the latest sign of a little bit of tension between France and the U.S., but in general between EU partners and the United States, a sense from the Europeans that for all the talk and the rhetoric of Joe Biden when he came into office about the U.S. being back and the U.S. really talking and interacting with its allies and turning away from America first, well, the actions of Joe Biden don't seem to really be going into that direction. And that's something that has European allies, and in this case, particularly France, a little bit uneasy.
Really interesting stuff. Thanks very much indeed. Kethevane Gorjestani for us there.